My bad, everyone. I didn't press the like button because I was dumb. For anybody who's dealing with stress and have difficulty feeling, that's me. I have difficulty feeling, and I know I'm not the only one.
Yeah, it's also me too.
Yeah, you too. So, like, you have the stress, right? And you have the stressor. So you have to like deal with it. But every time you have to do, like, every time people put more and more stress on you, the more you burned out. So that
stress can also give you a heart attack too.
Yeah, and I kind of burned out with a lot of stress.
Yes.
You did too, right?
Yep, always, every day. But I don't tell anybody that. The only person I tell is Mom.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Chloe Shasha Brooks, and a curator at TED. Today, we'll be focusing specifically on burnout, both personal and professional, with the help of two experts, Dr. Emily Nagoski and Dr. Amelia Nagoski. They are identical twin sisters and the co-authors of a book about burnout.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell you, they're identical sisters.
Yeah, you didn't say that. I just now realized that before she even said anything.
Yeah. Which is actually awesome, you know?
Yeah, you got two identical twins that you can't even tell who's who.
Yeah. And right now, they're professionals at this sort of thing right they're talking about. So, yeah, they're going to be talking about stress and the stressor. Because a lot of people go through that. It's not just at the workplace. It can also happen at home. It can also happen anywhere you are.
It doesn't matter where you're. Yeah, it doesn't really matter where you're at. It can happen whenever, at random points.
It can happen because of a friend. It can happen for. And right now, I went through a handful of stress, and she knows this because she's been with that stress with me. So, it's not fun.
I can pretty much make a book out of it, what I've been through.
Yeah, it's not fun. And I'm like, dude, are you guys trying to put me in the hospital?
We're like, I got one question for you. When I got on your Facebook yesterday, I still found that Dante was friends with you on Facebook.
I hardly talked to the dude.
Because last time I talked to you 4 days ago, you said that you blocked him. If you blocked him, he wouldn't be on there.
Oh, I didn't block him. It was somebody else. It starts with a W. That's the one I blocked. I blocked him because he decides to say, I don't like the G.
Yep, people.
Yeah. And I'm like, I have an uncle that goes with that. So if I bring my uncle around and he decides to bring his, you're not gonna like my uncle. And he's like, no, he's like, I like you, but I won't. Yeah, that's part of my family, man. I said,
he can't sit here and throw that out at you if you had nothing to do with that. And he can't sit here and say, oh, well, I don't like these people because they like other people, but not you.
And he's like, I'm not trying to make this personal. I said, dude, you made it personal when you said it. No, when someone said, I'm not trying to make it personal, they just make it personal.
Like, I don't know what he's trying to get at, but whatever he's trying to get at is just starting problems.
I'm like, shit, dude, this is like 2021. 2021. Life is too short to be freaking ignorant.
You don't care.
He's like, guy don't like. In case you ever noticed, we're the same kids that he gave. We're still the same kids he made, man. We just love different people.
You can't change the way how other people control you. You can change the way how you are.
And then he's telling me that Jesus doesn't like.
It has nothing to do with that. It doesn't matter if you're not or if you are.
And then he tells me Jesus doesn't like Jehovah's Witnesses or Jews. I'm like, wait a minute, there's still people. Anything. In case you haven't noticed, there's still people like us.
Yeah, but that don't mean anything. He can't sit here and control you if you're a Jehovah's Witness or if you're bisexual. It doesn't matter what you are.
We're still people.
Yeah.
That's just religious stuff. Yes, it is. It's religious stuff. And that's just stuff that doesn't fit our personality, man.
He doesn't care if you're a nun or not. I mean, it doesn't matter what you are. You can't sit here and blame people for being religious or not.
I could tell him I'm a nun and he still wouldn't want to. Yeah, like...
Nuns are really religious. They spend their life in church every day. They pretty much live in the church.
And I could tell him I'm a nun and he still wouldn't even want to. And he still haven't apologized for that either.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know what a nun even is. I've seen nuns, so I know what they are.
Me too. He hasn't even apologized for what he just said. And he's waiting for me to apologize?
What's the point of you apologizing if he ain't going to do it to you? He should say it
for what I say. Dude, I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm not apologizing for what I said. And I know I'm right, too. I know I'm right. Because
if you're right, why should you apologize? It doesn't make any sense. It don't line up.
Yeah, because out there's a bunch of ignorant people out there. Yeah. And yet he's being warned right now. And he said, oh, V, remember? Mm-hmm. You were in a group chat with me and him, remember?
Yeah.
He said, I will never get mad at you. Dude,
you that literally means nothing. He said he would never get mad at you, and he did.
Yeah, dude, you lied to my face. You lied to my face. He said, I did not lie. I said, do you want to know how many times I've been lied to?
In front of my face? A bunch of times.
Now you doing it. And he's like, you're treating me just like, if you say her name one more time, I'm treating you just like her. I'm going to get angry. I told you, do not use my friend's name in your mouth.
And he keeps using my name. You even told him, and I even told him, don't say my name. If you want to sit here and make up lies about me, don't say my name. Keep my name out of your vocabulary.
That's what I said. Keep her name out your mouth. I said, you can't tell me what to do. Oh, really? Then let me put her on here and let her
put you in your spot.
Put her on here and put you on your spot and let her see how she feels about you. Keep saying her name behind her back and see how she likes that. And also,
I didn't even know he was even talking about me behind my back until you said something.
And I said, dude, you're not also just saying her name. You're also saying my mom's name. So if I were you, back off. He said, wait a minute. Your mom and her have the same name. Hey, yeah, you're saying her name and my mom's name. So back off.
Same name, spelled exactly identical.
So if I were you, man, stop.
You might as well stop when you got a chance.
If I were you, man, stop trash talking. Both of these, stop trash talking my best friend's name and my mom's name.
And that's when he got really confused. He goes, what? Your mom and her have the same name? Yes. Same name. The
reason I say V on here is because if I say the word, people are going to think that's, well, there's
your mom,
two.
Not me.
Yeah. Or you. But
at least it wasn't the name that you gave me last time, because you literally tried naming me after a snake in a car. When you called me Ranger V or Viper.
It's Ranger V Viper.
Yeah, because you were sitting here mixing up my first and middle name together, and you're like, hey, Ranger V. And I'm like, Ranger V. That's a new one. And then you started calling me Viper. I'm like, yeah, I'll take Viper. That's actually a really nice old car.
I just happened to came up with that. Just
can you see what I changed my name to on here?
Black Widow?
P61 Black Widows.
Oh, now I see P.
Yeah, I got tired of waiting on people, and I've already explained this to everybody, like almost every single day. I'm like, okay, so if I tell you, I don't want you getting mad at me. So I decided to change my name to P61 Black Widows. So before it was Mystery Path Girls, then it was P61 Black Widows is what it is now. And the only reason why I changed it is because I got tired of waiting on people, because I don't like waiting. And I started getting mad. I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. And I'm like tired of waiting on Ariana, even though that she's in school. And I didn't want to wait on her because you know how Grandma's trying to over control her on what she can and cannot do.
I had a headache, so.
Yeah, I was getting tired of waiting. I'm like, you know what? Everyone's over here leaving me. Why don't I leave them and see what their reaction is?
It's not that bad.
I mean, everyone's like, why'd you name your YouTube name as your channel as P61 Black Widows? I said, the only reason why I did that is because I'm taking after our grandma's plane that she made, which was a World War II P61 Black Widow. If you get on the YouTube account, you can go to my home screen and you will see it. Because even I have proof and you've seen it before too.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I followed you on here.
Yeah, you do.
I just haven't.
You still have my old personal YouTube account. When you subscribe to that, when I change my name, it's gonna pop up on yours. Because every time I change it or change a picture, you're gonna see it.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, would you? What smile is that?
Who, me? Yeah, I was trying to be nice.
You made me laugh, man.
A lot of people say, like, you know how when Blake smiles, you see all the dimples in his face?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you got right there.
Oh, yeah, okay. Dimples?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I literally had just got done curling my hair when I did that picture.
Oh, looks nice.
And it literally looks like I have horns. You see them curls, how they stick up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally look like I had horns on my head.
Oh.
And a lot of people probably don't know that, but yeah, my hair is naturally curly whenever it's clean.
So it's
and
mine.
if my hair is like dirty and oily, greasy, my hair is gonna be straight and it's gonna look wet.
Right now, my hair is not curly because it's dirty.
And you're also not gonna see the curls in my hair right now because I literally just woke up.
And right now, you don't see any curls because my hair is kind of like a.
There's one curl right there on the side of your right side.
Yeah. But
it's not even like a full curl. It's just like the beginning of a curl. There is curls, man. You can't sit here and lie about that.
I had to brush them out just to get tangled.
Now you're starting to look like John Legend, how he has that afro if he lets his hair grow out. Well, what's that supposed to be? You're starting to remind me of the Raggedy Ann doll. How her hair's curled and her hair's red.
All the things I do with my hair.
Yeah, you should make a video on that next time. Yeah, even though I don't have any videos because I got rid of all mine because I'm trying to start making music.
Oh,
I mean, I already made 3 songs. I just don't have the videos up yet for that.
I'm gonna miss you. Put it right there.
What?
Put it right there. I love that video.
Oh, that one of me saying put that over there?
Put that over there. Yeah!
So I was in such a hurry. I was like not happy with the stuff that I did because a lot of people were trying to be bossy about my stuff and people were trying to report me. And obviously no names because you already know who I'm talking about because you've seen her videos.
Yeah.
And obviously she tried reporting me once. It would not go through. So obviously she didn't get her wish. So, like last week or whenever I had gotten off the phone, no, that was 6 days ago, almost a week. So I decided to get rid of all them videos in one day. It did not take me that long to do. It probably took me about like 5 hours to hurry up and get rid of all them stuff. I would delete like 5 videos at once. And then I would keep going until I got down to 469. So, I mean, it didn't really take me that long to do.
I couldn't stop laughing at that one.
As soon as when I finished deleting all them videos, I hurried up, changed my name. I changed the description. I changed my picture on the bottom. I changed
Speaking of that,
pretty much that arrow that you got on yours is not on mine.
Speaking of that, I have to change my YouTube picture. I haven't done that yet.
Why don't you put a picture of you instead of them little anime characters?
I don't like.
You don't want people seeing you? It ain't like they're gonna see you if they watch your videos.
Not this face. I do what I want to do, man.
And you do know once you change your name on there like I did. So once I change my name on there, I'm only allowed to subscribe to certain people if I want to. But if I don't subscribe to them, they can't watch my videos. So right now on my YouTube account, all I have is like musicians, and you and Ariana are the only two like gaming and random talking people that I have on there.
I'm not gaming.
I know, but Ariana's the gaming person.
This is gaming.
Yeah, but Ariana does gaming, and you're the one that just does like random videos of you talking. So that's why I said I have like gaming, talking, and musicians. Oh, and guess who decided to add a comment back to me today?
Who?
Somebody famous, I'll give you that. Country guy. I talk about him all the time.
Blake Shannon?
Yep.
Oh, Dad.
Guess what he said?
What did he say?
So I asked him, can you help me make my first song? I want this one to be a huge hit. Best song ever heard. He says yes.
You should ask him to go live with us.
He's probably busy right now.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I mean, he texted me back earlier before I even woke up. But I just now seen that a minute ago before I even got on here.
For everyone who is overwhelmed and exhausted by all they have to do, who is nevertheless worried that they're not doing enough. Let's dive right in. You co-authored a book called Burnout: The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle. And the inspiration for this book was actually based on a personal experience that you had with burnout, Amelia. Can you tell us more about that experience?
Well, it began with me going to school.
And V, I know you had experience with burnout.
Yes, definitely. But I never read the book. But yes, mine did have to do with school.
Me too. It had something to do with school. It had something to do with a bunch of stuff.
Wait, so whose book is it? Whose book is it?
I think it's the twins. Let me look it up.
Well, she called the girl out in the pink shirt.
Oh, yeah. She's asking her experience, her burnout experience.
Okay, but it's not the book. She's talking about her experience, what she went through.
Burnout. How do you spell it?
The book Burnout.
Oh, and it is a book.
Yeah, she said that at the beginning. She said, what's your experience about this book? Oh, that's nice. It's black and red.
It's both of them.
Oh, they both made the book?
Oh, yeah. I'm guessing one of them is Emily, and the other one's named Amelia.
Yeah, Emily's the one on top.
Okay, Emily, and then
she called out their names before.
Oh, I think this is Emily, and that's Amelia.
Well, she did call out the last one on bottom, so that's her name, and the Emily's on top.
It might, yeah. I have no experience with twins. Well, I had experience with twins. It just ended badly.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of experience with twins. I've seen a lot. Seen, met, and talked to them. I've seen one twin guy with his brother at school. Their names were Raymond and Riley. And what are the odds of that? One of them being called Riley. That's obviously you know whose last name. I keep telling you about her all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And
burnt out.
There was Dad's old friend that he went to school with. His 2 out of the 4 girls, the twin girls' names were Sarah and Tara. They were both exactly identical twins. You couldn't tell who was who. There's obviously, Mom and Cheryl.
Mm-hmm.
So you were asking me last time if I could make a song about North Carolina. Yes, I did. I made one about North Carolina. I made one about P61 Black Widows, and one about, how I got my experience in music and how I got my inspiration in music.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I pretty much messed up on, but it was supposed to say my 2 great-great-grandpas.
Mm.
But I put down great-grandpas. It was supposed to be great-great-grandpas.
Mm.
While I was getting my doctorate of musical arts in conducting, I ended up in the hospital, and I had abdominal pain, which me going to school while I was getting my...
They are identical twin sisters and the co-authors of a book about burnout. For everyone who is overwhelmed and exhausted by all they have to do, who is nevertheless worried they're not doing enough. Let's dive right in. You co-authored a book called Burnout, The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle. And the inspiration for this book was actually based on a personal experience that you had with burnout, Amelia. Can you tell us more about that experience?
Oh, yeah,
Well,
that's
began
That's
with
Emily.
me going to school while I was getting my doctorate of musical arts in conducting. I ended up in the hospital, and I had abdominal pain, which they diagnosed as stress-induced, told me to go home and relax. And in fact, I had no idea what to do, but luckily, I have a sister who has a PhD in health behavior, so when I'm in the hospital, just in pain, laying there, not even really understanding how I got there or why, and I honestly didn't even believe that stress could cause physiological symptoms.
It can.
And Emily said, "How did you not know that? I'm a conductor and a singer. I have learned in my musical training to express my feelings with my body, to use my body as a vehicle for expressing emotion." And it occurred to me that if it was true that I didn't just have those feelings on stage, I had them all the time, my whole life. And if that was true, wow, that was a lot of feelings. So I didn't even want to believe this was true. But once Emily brought me a huge stack of peer-reviewed science,
See, I
couldn't deny anymore. Yes, stress manifests in the body and can turn into symptoms of
I like their hair.
illness.
So, okay, well, let's start with some definitions. What are the 3 components of burnout?
So, according to the original technical definition
I like her
from
hair, though.
Herbert Freudenberger in the 1970s, burnout, which originally was inclusive only of the workplace but has expanded now, involves depersonalization, where you separate yourself emotionally from your work instead of investing in yourself and feeling like it's meaningful. Decreased sense of accomplishment, where you just keep working harder and harder for less and less sense that what you are doing is making any difference, and emotional exhaustion. And while everyone experiences all 3 of these factors over the 4 years since this original formulation, it turns out that, broadly speaking, for men, burnout tends to manifest as depersonalization in particular. And for women, burnout tends to manifest as emotional exhaustion.
They're probably in their 60s.
So anyone can experience burnout,
the
but there's
70s.
specific
That means
ways
they were either
to
born in the
experience
60s or 50s.
depending on who you are. And the factors that lead to burnout are not just professional ones. They are parenting and social activism and anything where you need to care and invest, where there are ongoing demands that are unmeetable expectations and unceasing demands. That is the formula, no matter what context it's in, for burnout.
Your work is around the stress cycle and how we can complete it. So, will you talk a little bit about that?
Oh yes, this is my favorite part. So, the main thing people need to begin with is that there is a difference between your stressors, the things that cause your stresses, which is what Amelia was talking about, the unmeetable goals and expectations, your family issues and money, those are your stressors. And then there's stress, which is the physiological thing that happens in your body in response to any perceived threat. And it's largely the same no matter what the threat is. And evolutionarily, we know the threat response as being the fight, flight, freeze response intended to help us run away from a lion. So when you're being chased by a lion across the
Running away from a lion, that lion would win.
You run. Right?
I run.
So you use all this energy that happened in your body, all this adrenaline.
No, see, if a lion was going to come at me, I run.
Why would you run? That lion is faster than you are.
Yeah, but if you freeze and stay there, you're going to get eaten anyway.
It doesn't really matter if you run or stay in one spot. You're not going to survive. You ain't got a chance.
I mean, take the risk.
If I was standing outside the front door and I seen a lion or a bear coming at me, I'm running inside and locking that door, even though they can still knock it down.
Yeah. So you either stay there or you run. Which one? Because there's
not really much that you can do. You stand there, you act like you're dead. I mean, certain bears will actually leave you alone if you try and act dead.
Yeah.
But I mean, the bears out here, I don't know if you really got a chance or a shot in that. But a lot of people say how bears are more scared of you than what you would be of them.
Yeah.
Every body system has been activated to help with this escape from the perceived threat. Your digestion and your immune system and your hormones, everything is focused on this one goal, including your cognition. Your problem solving is focused just on this one problem that it will not let go because your life is at stake. But you manage to get back to your village and the lion gives up and you jump up and down and shout and people come and listen to you tell the story and you hug each other and the sun seems to shine brighter. And that is the complete stress response cycle. It has a beginning when you perceive the threat, a middle where you do something with your body, and an end where your body receives the signal that it has escaped from this potential threat and your body is now a safe place for you to be. Alas, we live in a world where the behaviors that deal with our stressors are no longer the behaviors that deal with the stress in our bodies. We are almost never chased by lions. Instead, our stressors are the capital T, capital F future, or our children, or commute is like the classic example. The stressor, when people have commutes, it's one of the most stressful parts of their lives, and your body activates the same adrenaline and cortisol and digestion and immune system, and you finally get home, right? You have dealt with your stressor. Do you suddenly jump up and down and feel grateful to be alive and the sun seems to shine brighter? No, because you've dealt with a stressor, but that does not mean that you've dealt with the stress itself. This is excellent news because it means that you don't have to wait for your stressor to be gone before you can begin to feel better, because you can deal with the stress while the stressor still exists. Good thing, because most of our stressors are what are called chronic stressors that are there day after day, week after week, year after year. And I hope people are like, okay, so how do I complete the stress response cycle? And we have a list of like a dozen concrete, specific, evidence-based ways to help people deal with the stress response cycle, but just taking the example of a commute. You get out of your car or you get off the bus and your shoulders are trying to be your...
Infy, how you like that?
Well, I don't know. You're talking to two experienced twins that have dealt with a lot of things, but they're telling both their side of the stories.
Yeah, how you like who's your stress assessor in this?
I mean, she ain't wrong.
I got a bunch of stressors that I haven't dealt with either. But she said you don't have to. You heard her? She said you don't have to deal with it. So what she's saying is you can let that go? So AV, so she's saying we can let go of our stressors?
Yeah. She's saying there's different ways. She said like a dozen, which is 12. So there's like 12 different ways of you doing it. So which the only way of me and you getting through it is our music.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Earrings and you're grumpy and cranky and still thinking about the jerk who did I don't know what.
That is so true.
What you do is jumping jacks in your driveway. Or you go for a long walk around the block, or you just tense every muscle in your body, standing outside your apartment door, holding your breath, tense for a slow count of 10, even just that little bit of using your body is what communicates to your body that your body is now a safe place for you to be. You have to separate dealing with the stress from dealing with the thing that caused the stress. And this need to deal with the stress.
Oh, so she's saying
you got to express yourself, but don't just hold on to it for days and days or for a long amount of time. You want to express yourself and you want to let it all out. Tell somebody.
So she's saying let go of the thing that caused you the stress.
Yes.
Got it now. I already know what the thing is that's causing me stress.
Yeah, I know a lot of different things that's causing me stress. I was in a lot of stress yesterday. I'm always in stress.
So just let it go.
In a separate process from dealing with the things that cause your stress is why the doctors telling me to relax was not going to be an effective means of recovering from burnout. I had to deal with the stress in my body. And if, let's say you get out of your car and instead of doing jumping jacks, you just say, okay, I'm going to relax now. Relax now. You relax. Not effective.
It doesn't work that way if you tell somebody.
You can't just sit here and tell your body, all right, relax. You have to sit there, calm down, try taking a nap.
Yeah, you can't just say, relax.
She said it's not effective, right?
Nope, it's not effective. Because you can't just tell your body to relax. The only person
your body is not a person. I mean, it's a person to your body, but it's not anyone else's body like a little kid. You can't just say, all right, calm down. Sit there, calm down, relax, take a break.
Yes. The only person that can do that is you. You have to relax yourself.
Yeah, but she's saying that you have to tell your body to calm down. It don't work like that.
It don't.
The only one that can calm it down is you. It don't calm itself down.
Yeah, you can't do this. Hey, body, relax.
It don't work like that.
I'm relaxed right now. I am.
Well, I'm just hurting. I just woke up and I'm already in a lot of pain again.
Not fun.
Right? You relaxed, but you haven't changed your body's physiological state into one of safety.
Totally.
Oh, okay.
On our first question from the audience. Okay, from Facebook, someone asked, how do you know whether what you're experiencing is burnout or something else?
Yeah, ask a medical professional for sure. And there's a lot of overlap between burnout and lots of other experiences, including depression and anxiety and grief and rage.
And V, you have depression.
I have both.
Anxiety and depression. And there's a TED Talk for that.
And repressed rage.
For people who are
depression. Our layperson's definition of burnout is, as you said, that feeling of being overwhelmed and exhausted by everything you...
See, that word, overwhelmed. See,
Alabama. I have not talked to him in 5 days.
5 days?
Yes.
Overwhelmed. See, when I get overwhelmed, that's when my anxiety, that's when I have anxiety attack. No, like, I can breathe, but when I have anxiety attacks, I have to breathe and I have to try to calm myself down. I hit my chest to calm myself down. And then it kind of same thing happened to me when I was at Taco Bell's, when I was working in front of the cash register. I was trying to have a panic attack.
Why were you trying to give yourself a panic attack?
I wasn't giving myself a panic attack. It was the cash register. It was like too much, and it had so much stuff in it. So much tacos in it that it got me a lot of stress because I didn't know what numbers that was on the at Taco Bell on the register. The Taco Bell cash register thing is complicated. No, it is complicated. And you're wondering why I was having a panic attack. And not just that, I had a bunch of customers that wanted food too, and it gave me stress. And there was my another burnt out. You hear me? You heard me?
Yeah, I heard you. I'm over here listening to Danny's mouth right now as he's over here starting problems with me and Mom. He thinks I talked to Dad. I have not talked to Dad in 5 days. So I don't know who told Dad about their friend.
Yeah, that's my other burnt out. When I was...
He literally walked out of his room, just woke up, walks out of his room, and starts fighting with me. I had nothing to do with the fight. I don't know who told Dad, but I did not tell Dad. I have not talked to him in 5 days. So it wasn't me. It wasn't Mom. I don't know what he's trying to get at with me and Mom.
I was just burnt out, yeah, but I'm fine now.
You have to do while still worrying that you're not doing enough. Mm-hmm. If you feel like you are struggling even to get out of bed and get the basics done, that goes beyond burnout. Burnout is where you can show up for work, but you spend your whole day fantasizing about being at a different job.
It's important to know that burnout is not a medical diagnosis, it's not a mental illness, it's a condition related to overwhelming stress. So it's not like it puts you in this different state where you're going to be, trapped and you have to have 13 years of therapy and whatever. It just means that you need to be completing your stress response cycles.
Work burnout is just such an important thing to talk about, I think, for so many. And I'm curious if we can focus on that for a moment. Like, what are some of the earliest warning signs of professional burnout?
Let's say there's two kinds of people. There's Emily people who are aware of what's going on in their bodies at all times. And if they have signs of burnout, they notice it just right away because that's how they do. And then there's people like me who never know what their body is experiencing. I didn't notice I was burning out until I was literally in the emergency room. But one of the things that causes burnout is our inability to recognize the hard stuff welling up inside us. And the solution is to be able to turn.
I didn't even know I was experiencing burnout until she said that. No, literally. I didn't know burnout until she said something. Okay. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay.
Turn toward the difficult feelings with kindness and compassion and say, oh, I feel stressed, I feel unreasonably angry right now, I'm so cranky, I wonder why that is. And instead of just trying to tell yourself to relax, ask that feeling, why are you there? What do you need from me? What has to change?
Yeah. One of the primary barriers to listening to your body is a fear of the uncomfortable feelings that are happening in your body. One of the things I say over and over, we say it over and over in burnout, is that feelings are tunnels. You have to go through the darkness to get to the light at the end, right? Feelings are tunnels. Stress is a tunnel. You got to go all the way through it. Not that the stress is bad for you. It's getting stuck in the middle that is bad for you. Never having an opportunity to take your body through the cycle. One of the reasons why people don't do that is because they feel afraid of their uncomfortable internal experiences. When I first started learning this stuff explicitly, we grew up in a family where uncomfortable feelings were not allowed. And the idea that feelings were tunnels, I was just like, I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure that uncomfortable feelings are caves with bats and rats and snakes and a river of poison. And if I begin to experience my uncomfortable feelings, I would be trapped forever in the dark with the rats and the bats. I began a practice of noticing when my body was experiencing a sensation, allowing it to be, and allowing it to move all the way through. And as I practiced that with gentle emotions, I began to be able to practice it with more and more intense emotions, both positive and negative intense emotions. So that now when I'm confronted with big, difficult stuff, I trust that my body will go all the way through the feelings without me being trapped in the dark with predators.
And I started doing it 20 years after Emily did, but it's never too late. We'll cover.
Let's bring up another audience question. How can you talk to your manager or supervisor about the fact that you're experiencing burnout and get real support? A question from Facebook.
If you're in a workplace where you don't feel like you can say to your boss, my mammalian body is having mammalian needs and I need to adjust my work situation to accommodate the fact that I live in a monkey suit, know that we consult all the time, making active efforts to incorporate acknowledging people's emotional and physical needs. Checking in at every meeting, saying, where are you at? Asking people to become aware of and more clear expressing how they feel, and promoting the idea that managers should be ready to cope when their supervisee comes in and move through. So it exists. People are working on it. I feel optimistic. And I also know that there's industrial, super patriarchal, realistic mindset where you talking about your butt, where you just need to protect yourself against of love at home, where everyone in your household cares for you care for them.
Can people who feel really stuck take a first
We define wellness as the freedom to oscillate through all the cycles of being human, from effort to rest, from autonomy to connection. And we always say that the cure for burnout is self-care. Cannot be self-care. How can you be bubble of love? Care about your well-being as much care about theirs. Will turn toward you and say, you need a break. Help you with it, I'm going to step in that way, or even just give you 15 minutes for you to yell about whatever the problems you feel at that moment, and just be on your side and go, yeah, I can't believe that I'm so on your side for 15 minutes. Just that can give you enough of a release to feel a little bit better, to take one more step. The cure for burnout is not self-care. It is all of us caring for each other. We can't do it alone. We need each other.
Making that happen in real life is, of course, easier said than done. And one of the things that is my little reminder to myself is that when I feel like I need more grit, what I actually need is more help. And when I look at Amelia's life, and I think she needs more discipline, she needs more perseverance, she needs to work harder. What she actually needs is more kindness. That's the baseline culture change that's going to end burnout forever.
And usually the next question people ask us is, I don't have anyone like that in my life. I am the leader. I am the one who's doing all of the things. And the solution for that is probably closer than you think. And then I grew up in a household where feelings were not allowed, and we were not close our whole lives. And then we started reading the research that said that connection and sharing support was the way out of burnout. And we started trying, and we broke down this 30-year barrier of societal and family pressure not to feel our feelings around each other. And it turns out that if you feel like you're isolated, there's probably someone on the other side of that wall, it turns out, who wants just as much as you to connect with someone else. And we've been isolated because we've been told that it's stronger to be independent. That's not true. We're gonna be healthier and stronger when we work together. There's probably someone already waiting who also wants the kind of relationship that you are desiring.
I think that's just so nice to hear too. In the pandemic, we're all feeling so isolated. But we have one final question we'd like to bring up from the audience that we will have to keep brief. So let's bring that up. Okay. What can you do about burnout if you are a teacher where every day is filled with stressors?
I taught school for 5 years. That's how long I made it. I burned out after 4 years, and then I pushed through one more year. If you have any possible means of reducing the everyday stressors by getting involved in administrative decisions, that's great, but that's almost never the case. The thing number one is to complete the stress response cycle. You can exercise if that works for you. A good night's sleep will do it. How do I get a good night's sleep when I have to get up at 5 a.m.? You have to go to bed earlier, and that means that your whole family has to give you permission to go to bed earlier. They have to cherish your sleep the way you cherish theirs. You can use your imagination and imagine yourself pummeling all of the stressors into the ground, and you recover from that because your imagination doesn't know the difference between pummeling the stressors in your imagination versus pummeling them in real life. And you surround yourself with a bubble of love, other teachers who can support you and tell you, yes, you deserve care. You are a valuable, educated, wonderful human being. You are not just, Darth Vader dealing with these kids. You are a valuable person who deserves resources, who deserves care, who deserves love, who deserves freedom to oscillate.
Thank you both so much for joining us together and for teaching us about burnout and the stress cycle. This has been really illuminated. So thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Dear stranger,
I'd like to start with a quote, but it's very embarrassing because I don't know where it comes from. But it's very well put, and it goes like this. Copyright is designed not only to provide fairness for authors, but also to enhance the quality of life within a society by promoting the progress of science, art, and culture. In other words, the concept of making it economically feasible for creators to create is now globally recognized as a social imperative. I have very few memories of writing lyrics to songs, but there is a particular one from long ago that I do remember. I was lying on my stomach on a bed in a small guest room with a writing pad in front of me. In the master bedroom next door, my then wife Agneta was sleeping undisturbed. The music was playing in my head, so no need for speakers, not even headphones. A melody that still lacks words is virgin territory upon which a lyricist must tread lightly. Some of the time the final words on the page are the result of hard work, deep thought, and the intuition that a songwriter must learn to trust. But sometimes extraordinary things happen. Close curtains are suddenly drawn, and the melody speaks to you. It starts to conjure up images and even sequences of events. All you have to do is write down what you witnessed. A song can come to its creator in bits and pieces, but when it once in a while appears out of thin air in its entirety, it seems to suggest it had already lingered there, God knows how long, perhaps impatiently waiting to be plucked down by someone with a keen and sensitive ear, as if it needed the right vessel to flow through from the realm of ideas all the way down to earth. I was deliriously happy when I had finished. At that moment, I was grateful for music itself, for the sheer existence of this elusive, undefinable phenomenon. that seems to ignore our brains and go straight to our heart. I wanted to sing it out loud, but it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and even in my euphoria, I had the good sense not to wake the woman who was to sing my words the next day. If Benny Anderson and I had written that song today, you might not have gotten to hear it. It could have been just another lost stream of about 80,000 new songs uploaded to streaming services every single day. The competition today is fierce, much fiercer than it was back in 1977. And even if our song had been clicked very often by Spotify subscribers, chances are slim that the royalties would have paid anyone's rent. So what I want to talk to you about today is how I see the changes in the song economy, using my perspective of what it was like to be a songwriter when the music industry was simpler and perhaps more predictable. These days, everything is tracked by our data. And data from streaming tells us that listeners much more often click their favorite song than their favorite artist on a streaming service. Sometimes they're not even sure who it is they're listening to, if it's a playlist, for example. So if we're paying more attention to the song, though, what about the songwriter? Songwriters have been forced into the backseat, and I would even say bungled into the trunk. My concern is that songwriters are at risk of becoming invisible victims of the change that is taking place. The music business is now a song economy. Yet the creators of the songs that fuel it get the smallest slice of the pie. How did that happen? I am not for one moment about to suggest that we should turn back the clock, which you may have suspected from an old pop star. But what's happened in the last decade has the potential to be incredibly positive for songwriters. No, instead, I'm going to describe the unintended consequences of the streaming revolution, how they are reshaping the lives of songwriters, and then I will present some proposals for how the impact of these unintended consequences can be addressed. It has never been a better time to be writing and making music. Anyone today has the potential to find a global audience, and if they so choose, they can even try to do that on their own, without a record label or music publisher. A whole music software industry is emerging, serving the needs of a new generation of artists and songwriters. Streaming has enabled this new music paradigm. Once the pandemic stopped live music in 2020, many artists realized that they couldn't pay their bills on streaming alone. Some were moved back in with their parents, and others are driving Ubers to make ends meet. Previously, streaming had more or less been promotion for their tours, and live appearances by far providing most of their revenue. It's funny, but it was exactly the opposite for ABBA in the 70s. We hardly toured at all, and when we did, we lost money. But, I mean, the touring was supposed to be promotion for the albums, so that it didn't matter. And I can't recall that we ever complained about the size of our royalties, which the artists during the pandemic have done bitterly when streaming royalties suddenly were the only source of income. If this is the impact on artists, I thought, welcome to the world of songwriters. Most professional songwriters don't tour, they don't sell t-shirts or other merchandise, they rely on the song itself. But even that seems to be changing, because the song has evolved in response to streaming. And it's increasingly common for record labels to get large teams of songwriters to work together. creating almost genetically modified hits. Songs are written and structured in ways that are optimized for the algorithms that streaming services use to decide what music you and I listen to. Some research has been done to suggest that these days, a Billboard Top 10 hit has on average 5 songwriters. Not 1 or 2, but 5, and sometimes even 10. And on top of this, they're having to write more songs and more quickly, simply to keep up with the insatiable demand for new music that streaming creates. After ABBA had won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974 with Waterloo, royalties suddenly came pouring in, and Benny and I could afford to write songs full-time, 9 to 5. That made such a huge difference. We could afford to throw away 95% of what we wrote and just keep the very, very best. We learned how to recognize garbage. And that's essential if you want to get good at your craft. Royalties simply gave us time and creative freedom. Needless to say, you will have neither if you're in a hurry and someone is breathing down your neck all the time. The industrial approach to songwriting is making it harder for many songwriters to build sustainable careers. Those that are successful are very successful, but those in the layers below, who used to be able to make a living from songwriting, are really suffering. They are becoming parts of a system that they serve more than it serves them. And here are 3 key pain points. Firstly, streaming services typically pay out about 4 times more for the recording than they do the composition, which means the streaming income is even smaller for songwriters than it is for artists. It's a legacy from the past when recordings and the packaging of physical products were very expensive, so a larger share for the recording was justified.
Well, I can tell Dad that our
But that is...
I didn't tell him I'm not talking in 5 days.
Did you tell her that?
So I don't know where they get their information from, but I have not told Dad.
Did you tell her that?
Like, I'm not even hungry right now. Like, I don't even want to eat.
Did you tell her that?
And the boys are supposed to be gone. That's
Change.
leaving now.
But the change has not yet been reflected in the division of royalties.
My ears hot.
Secondly,
my ears ring. It still rings.
even the way that streaming services pay royalties is problematic. A listener's monthly $9.99 subscription goes into a central pot, which then gets divided by the total number of streams that month. That decides the value of one stream or listen. This means that if you have streamed Arne Jansen's Jazz Trio, if you have done that 50 times in the past month, and the neighbor's teenage daughter has streamed Justin Bieber 5,000 times, only a small fraction of your 99 will go to Arne Jansen. Nothing wrong with Justin Bieber, but how does that reward your favorite artist? And thirdly, bad metadata is a big problem. Metadata being the relevant information about a song and its recording. Very often recordings are injected into a streaming service without accurate data. The name of the writer is missing, for
I haven't
instance.
talked to you, Dad.
That means
Did your
that
mom
the
believe
streaming
you?
service doesn't know where to send the royalties, and the money is put in a so-called black box. Just sits there.
They always lie to her.
Recently, 20 streaming services distributed $424 million to a US non-profit organization. which is supposed to try and find the rightful recipients of all that money. It will take years if they ever find them. The combination of all these issues and
Is that why
others
you were crying?
are creating a perfect storm for songwriters. Over the last decade, I've watched this situation get progressively worse. And during the past 5 years, I've been engaged in projects that aim to do something about it. So how can I help? Well, first of all, I have you all here today listening to me. And that's, of course, what I want to do, to raise awareness. But I want to do more than just raise awareness of the issues. I also want to help the industry identify solutions. And here are a few suggestions out of many. 1. Fan-centric royalties. In order to ensure that all songwriters get paid fairly, I suggest that streaming services allocate their royalty payments based on the behavior of individual listeners. The individual description should be divided by the number of songs the individual listener has played during a month. That gives each song a value. If the subscription is $9.99 and the listener has played 10 Arne Jensen Again songs that month, each song has a value of $0.99, almost $1. And that's the amount that will be paid to Arne Jensen. Under the current system, you can be sure that Arne would get the value of $0.00 something dollars. So this fan-centric approach to royalties will bring much needed fairness and can build on the important starts made by Deezer and SoundCloud. But perhaps the simplest and most effective way to improve streaming royalties would be for streaming services to increase how much they charge. Streaming pricing has been stuck at ridiculous $9.99 for more than a decade. Meanwhile, Netflix seems to increase its pricing every week. Research shows that subscribers will pay more. $9.99 could quite easily become $11.99, perhaps even $12.99. And thirdly, the tedious but absolutely necessary registration. Wherever the 80,000 new songs per day make their entry into the music industry, there should be user-friendly registration portals to make sure that relevant information about the work is captured early. This would diminish the problem with black boxes and conflicts. In my view, it is an obligation for collecting society, who collect creators' royalties at source, to modernize.
Yeah, I can obviously see that certain people don't care about my side right now. Mom don't care. The boys are telling Mom's lie. And obviously, she would rather pick the boy's side over mine. Even though that they're lying to her, and I'm being honest. She would rather pick their side. Alexis doesn't even know the full story, so I don't know why she told Julie, Nicholas's ex-girlfriend. And I have not talked to her in like 3 years. So I definitely know that Alexis told her, and